what we did with Ucommerce 9.4 is that we're introducing a new stores app to make it much easier to operate all these channels within the platform and also support many more channels than before. And we're joined today by Esben Kvorning, lead front-end developer at Ucommerce, and he's going to take us through the new multi-channel capabilities and the new stores app. Over to you, Esben.
Great, thank you, Søren. Just see if I can share my screen. Right. So before we get started on what Condo actually, what the new stores app does, I would quickly like to just talk about this term that we throw around quite a bit, which is Condo. You're going to hear it a bit through this presentation, so I would just like to either repeat for people that have heard it before, or just bring out for people that haven't heard of it before. So Condo is a guiding set of principles that we're applying to this progressive UI UX overhaul that we're doing to the Ucommerce back office. It means that we're doing things like just improving the visuals of the back office, but also improving the user experience by implementing things like undo functionality, autosave, and things like this. So far, we have addressed the dashboard application, the catalogs app, the products app, and now also the stores app. So with that out of the way, let's talk a bit about the new stores app. Before we get into where we ended, let's just have a look at why we needed it. As Søren mentioned, there's a lot of B2B scenarios or multi-channel scenarios where you can end up with having a lot of stores. We're talking sometimes up to 1,000, if not more. And even though the previous version of the stores app did support multi-channel, it didn't do it very well when it came to things like navigation and performance. So what we've done is, obviously, we've improved the look and feel of the UI. And we've also ensured that it adheres to Condo principles by making sure that whenever you are exiting an input field, it's automatically saved, and the change that you made can also be undone. But most importantly, we've made it faster and easier to navigate. We've done this by introducing a search bar. This will appear if you have more than 4 stores in your setup. We've also improved performance by paginating the list of stores. Previously, we would fetch all the stores up front, which, as you can imagine, if you have upwards of 1,000 stores, could be a bit heavy at times. So instead of talking, let's try and actually do a demo of this. Before we dive into how it looks, I'm just quickly going to try and show you how a scenario could be if you had, in this case, close to 600 stores. Going to open the stores app, and here we have the list, right? I just manually have to browse through all of them. If I wanted to find a particular store, let's say music, I would use the built-in search functionality of the browser. Not exactly optimal. This scenario here was loading very, very fast, but we've experienced sometimes that it could be fairly sluggish. So let's try and have a look at how it's going to be from 9.4. This is it. The stores list have been moved from the left-hand sidebar into the main area. And you now have a search field where you can search for, let's say, grocery. And we have lazy loading of the list. Obviously, we also have lazy loading of the entire list of stores. So let's take it one step further and try and create a new store. We're going to click the new button. I've gone ahead and created a store definition for this fictive acmestore.com. I'll call it acmestore.com. The fields that you're presented with here should be fairly familiar to you if you're used to the old stores app. We have a multi-channel section, we have a customer section, then we have a basic information section. And all of the fields below here are the ones that are custom for your store definition. Obviously, I can click and jump straight to a field that I want to edit. There's one problem with this setup. Obviously, any store needs a fax machine. So let's try and quickly set up a field. It's called fax. And let's make it a required short text field because, well, they all need it, don't they? Oops. So I want to find my Acme store. Previously, I would have to traverse the list, but obviously now I can just search for it, which is a lot faster. And I can scroll to the fax field, or I could jump straight to it here. It's a required field. So if I enter a number here, I can't undo it in the first time around because I can't undo it back to null. Second time around, I can undo the value. And that was basically the new Stores app explained in a very, very short amount of time. I really hope that you will enjoy it. And I'm now going to pass the word back to Søren. Speak to you soon.
Thank you for that, Esben. I think you're really going to love the new Stores app. It's just, it's a simple thing, but it makes everything much faster to work with, and it's just something that needs to be in order, especially as we're moving into bigger and bigger scenarios. So the new Stores app supports up to 2048 separate channels, so you can do lots and lots of stores if you want. We aim to raise this limit in the future, but for now we think it'll be enough. It also supports independent channel configuration. So like the very apropos fax field, which you very commonly use in e-commerce, that would be one example of things that you could set up, or custom groups and fields and things like that. It supports efficient workflow, simplified look and feel, and it is incredibly fast.